explaining death to children, especially the loss of a loved one. It's an almost impossible task, but now a familiar face from Sesame Street and a few new friends are helping kids cope with grief. Take a look.
Uncle Jack really isn't alive anymore, is he?
No, sweetheart.
That makes Elmo really sad.
I know, darling.
We may never be done being sad about this. But the thing about sadness is, it comes and goes.
Really?
Really, darling.
That's from When Families Grieve, produced by Sesame Workshop and airing tonight on PBS. The special features Elmo, Katie Couric, Casey, Charlie, and Leah Holstein. And everybody is with us this morning. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, Harry.
Yeah. Elmo, let me start with you because I watched the special, and it seemed to me that when you really struggled with understanding about your Uncle Jack, and did it make you confused?
Well, it definitely made Elmo confused, and Elmo's still struggling with it a little bit, but Elmo is a little happier now.
A little happier now, because one of the things that it seemed to me was that you learned that the more you talked about what happened to Uncle Jack and remembered all of the great things about Uncle Jack, made you feel better and even made your cousins feel better too.
Yeah, well, it's important to talk about it. And you have all the wonderful memories of your loved one too.
Yeah. Memories that are real treasures.
Yeah.
How are the Holsteins this morning?
We're good. We're good. Thanks for having us.
Yeah. How long ago did you lose your wife?
Robin passed away almost 3 years ago, August of 2007.
Yeah. Were you without a rudder then? What happens? And you go through your wife's illness. She has breast cancer. There is all the difficulty of that, and then there is the day when the family leaves and the plates of cold cuts are gone, and you are left with this absence.
We knew that she was going to be passing away, so we did a lot of, I guess, preparation. We talked about it. The kids had spoken in some family therapy groups beforehand, cancer care, things like that. And we just kept the lines of communication open. We always talked about it. We referenced Robin, and to this day we still talk about her. When they act a certain way, that reminds me for better. That reminds me of her. I let them know that, and I always give them a chance to talk about her.
Charlie, what was the hardest part for you?
It was probably hard getting used to the fact that she wasn't going to be here anymore, and that she wouldn't kiss us goodnight or pick us up after school.
That's big. That's big. And who gets to write on the walls? What is that all about? You both do?
Yeah.
What do you write when you write on the wall?
Well, we write on the walls. I usually write, "I miss you, Mom," or "I love you," just to get my feelings out.
And because nobody actually gets to write on the walls in real life. So
Elmo does it.
Yeah. Elmo does. How does that help you?
I guess it lets us let us just write what we want and kind of nothing negative.
And I know, Charlie, you said that your mom loved flowers, so
Yeah.
Charlie and Leah sometimes draw flowers on their wall, and I think it's just a way to think about her and remember her and to remind them of her. And I think it's hard because kids struggle. I think oftentimes Charlie and Leah, if I can speak for them, are feeling really sad, but also, they want to find happiness again. So sometimes they feel guilt, anxiety. There's so many feelings that kids go through when a parent dies, and I think I am so proud of this special, Harry. I feel so happy that I was able to participate. The Holsteins, they're so courageous, Casey and the girls, and 3 other families.
The cameras go right in the house.
Well, they talk so openly and honestly about all the feelings that they have, as does Elmo and Jesse, right, Elmo? And things that you can do to make yourself feel better, things that you can know so you don't feel so unusual. I know when Ellie and Carrie, especially Ellie, because she was 6, lost their dad, and my husband Jay, Ellie hated feeling different than all the kids. She felt like, I'm the only one who doesn't have a daddy. And I think there are so many things that this special deals with to help kids like Leah and Charlie and so many others.
And the thing is, folks are not alone. The reality is, it's between 2 and 3% of all of the kids in the country end up losing a parent.
Well, they say 1 in 20 kids under the age of 15 will
Is
end
that
up
what it
losing
is?
a parent,
Yeah.
and not
Wow.
only because people are being deployed in wars, but as I mentioned, people are having
Older
children later
yeah,
in life, and you know there are 4 wonderful families in this special, 2
Yeah.
military families, right? Elmo, didn't you
Yeah.
love the families?
Yeah, and Elmo enjoys spending time with them now. too.
Yeah, they're so great. Not only the Holsteins, but 2 military families. 1 Marine, this is heartbreaking, who was going to be redeployed, who took his own life. And I commend Sesame Street for facing this issue, because that is even more complex
Really
than a
courageous.
death. And then a firefighter with 2 little girls as well,
Heartbreaking,
who
heartbreaking.
died suddenly of
Yeah.
a heart attack. So we had a lengthy disease, a heart attack, and 2 military deaths, and I think they just did a wonderful job.
Does this help provide a kind of a I mean, there is no template. Every family is going to deal with this as they find it best. But does this help at least provide some sort of a framework for how do we go through this? Did it exist when you all went through this 3 years ago?
We found the resources that were out there. We found an organization called Good Grief. There's an organization called Comfort Zone Camps that are bereavement camps that help kids deal with their feelings and realize that they're not alone in this.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of resources out there for families that if you look around and you ask people in your net world or whatever, you will find people that are really willing to step up and help you and point you in the right direction.
But I think Casey is a very enlightened parent and dealt with this in a very intelligent, smart way. I
Right.
think still so many people have a hard time even talking about death, even telling a child a parent is sick. So I think this provides a jumping off point so you can get your feelings out,
Yeah.
and it encourages open and honest conversation, which is so critical when you're helping kids get through something like this healthy and whole.
It's
right,
okay.
girls?
It's okay to be sad then sometimes, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, it is.
Yeah.
Because you do miss them very, very much. Yeah.
And it's okay to be happy and to move on and have moments of joy as well, even if your parent's not around.
Right.
And it will come. The happiness does come.
It does come.
It does come. It takes time, but it comes.
Well, you can see it on all of your faces this morning. Thank you all for being here.
Thanks,
Elmo,
Harry.
buddy,
Thanks for having us.
always a pleasure.
Thank you.
All right.
A lot happens early on The Early Show, weekday mornings on CBS.